when you're going for a first date with a man and you know, like you have this big car and he doesn't have, leave the car at home. Yes.
No way.
Take an Uber. No. Take a taxi. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Of course, let me tell you. You don't want a man who will get intimidated, right?
Yeah.
But listen, give a man an opportunity to know you without knowing what you have.
This is a new meeting point for people all over the world to gather for healing and ultimate wellness through the solutions provided in our conversations. Welcome to Wellness with Lilly. Today we are discussing something that has caused a lot of people to have premium tears, crying because of falling in love with someone that you trust and then just getting scammed a lot of money. Or you look back in your life and you see that ever since I got into a certain relationship, my money life, my financial life has gone literally down the drain. This is Wellness with Lilly, and today we are talking about love and money. No better person to take us through this topic than our very own, I think now I can almost call you our in-house psychologist. Her name is Jeniffer Kiarie. She runs an organization called Heal and Thrive with Jeniffer Kiarie, where you are helping a lot of men and women in the area of their purpose and their love life as well. So thank you so much for making time for us. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Please tell us something about maybe yourself. Say hi to people and also something about the topic. What's on your mind today?
Okay, thank you so much, Lilly, for having me. I'm really excited to be here and I'm grateful for our audience. This topic is long overdue.
Yeah.
That is what I would say, having this discussion, because I'm telling you, like, many people are crying premium tears because of mishandling those two, love and money, and especially mixing them, particularly at the level of dating. And others, anyway, who are already in marriage, they mishandle it and it ends up messing them. So I'm actually so happy to be here and do that one.
Right. So many people will look for someone who is around the same place they are in money-wise, and then they will get married and live happily ever after. That's the ideal.
Yes.
However, what usually happens is that people are imbalanced. Either the lady is making more money and sometimes supporting the guy, or the guy is making more money and supporting the lady. That's the traditional setup. And I think maybe that has led a lot of guys to pursue women who are younger than them so that they are making less, so that the perception of I am the provider, I am the man can be protected. Is there a recommended or a standard setup that works? Like the guy should be making more than the lady?
You know, we can call it a standard, like you said.
Yeah.
But then what is the reality of life? The reality of life, actually, let me tell you, Lilly, you may get a lady who is earning less than you. Or as a lady, you are very conscious and you look for a man who is earning you more than you. But what are the chances that will remain the situation even after you get married? The reality of life is that it is ups and downs.
Yeah.
So there are times you may find that you had a good job by the time I was starting dating you. But then maybe after we get married, you lose that job and then you get another one in which you earn less, and vice versa. You may have met me while still young in my career, but then I grow and I start earning more than you.
Yes.
And that is why it calls for a lot of maturity. Marriage is actually for people who are emotionally mature.
Yeah.
Because it is only people who are emotionally mature who are able to keep money from interfering with the health of their marriage. And it is also people who are emotionally mature and also healed souls.
Yeah.
For them not to take advantage of their partner.
Yeah.
You know, to exploit them, to take advantage of them. So to strike that balance, and most importantly, people who have the best interest of the family at heart.
Yeah.
That way, it may not matter who is earning more than the other.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that each partner is making the best effort to take care of the bills and to push the goals of the couple and of the family forward.
Yeah. So when you say that, It's correct. We know it in our minds. Theoretically, that is the truth. But I'll ask a question, and I'll start with a story of a lady who had shared her story here. Many of you have watched the interview that I did with Kiarie Kagiri. Hi, Kiarie Kagiri. So at one point, she mentioned that she had a guy who she was driving, but the guy was not driving. So to go for dates, she would pick him, go for the date, and drop him. So on paper, the story says that the guy took her for the date. But for all intents and purposes, she took the guy to the premise, and maybe he paid for the date. So later on, the guy sort of drifted away from her. Now, I don't know why that happened, but my suspicion is that that whole setup could have made the guy to be insecure, intimidated, yes, emasculated. And so we talked about how fair is fair enough in terms of a lady dating a guy who is not making as much as she's making. And I'm saying this so carefully because I know it's sensitive. Many men are, I don't know if we've really acknowledged that it's actually difficult for a man to date or be married to a woman who is making more than him.
Let me tell you something, Lily. Yeah. I'm going to give our audience an advice that I am 100% sure if someone takes it, it is going to work for them. And I have met so many young, not so young, maybe early 30s. They are financially accomplished, but they are struggling getting a man who would actually, you know, who
is okay.
Yes, who is okay with the fact that they have what they have.
Yes.
Now, there is something I usually say, and I know some may not buy, but I know those who will buy it, it can take them, it can help them along that area. When you're going for a first date with a man, and you know, like you have this big car and him, he doesn't have, leave the car at home. Yes.
No way.
Take an Uber.
No,
you know, take a taxi. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Of course, let me tell you, you don't want a man who will get intimidated, right?
Yeah.
But listen, give a man an opportunity to know you without knowing what you have. As a woman, you should not make the mistake of displaying what you have beforehand, before a man gets an opportunity to know who you are. I'm not saying all the dates you want to be going with the car, but the first one, like the first, the second, and the third one, give the man a taste of the kind of a person who you are. Let him know that you are still a humble person, you are still a respectful person, and you are really interested in settling, getting into a relationship, settling in marriage. If that is, if you are stating the goal of whatever you're going to do, by the time the guy is coming to know that you are now driving this big car, he already knows that that car does not define who you are.
Wait, what's the problem here? Is it the car at all or the big car? Am I trying?
No, that is just an example that I'm using. If you are driving a big car, for instance.
But if it's not a big car, I can go with it.
The essence is, what does the man have? You know, what does the man have now? Because you may...
I don't know what he has.
Okay, and that is why you should come with your Uber. Come with your taxi. Don't let a man... So where you know yourself, you know you have a big car. You don't want a man...
I receive.
Yes, you don't want a man to judge you based on the big car you have. Because actually, that is also how women are attracting these narcissistic exploiters. Because you come, you display everything you have. Then this narcissist is going to package himself as the man that you're looking for. And then he's going to start to scam you.
Okay.
That is how you end up attracting such kind of people. So for me, this is my advice. And I know some may not take it, but me, I know that one can work. First, give the man, it is actually the same with this, the issue of a child. I usually tell people, don't hide that you have a child.
Yeah.
But don't front load a child.
Oh.
A man is not coming to you because you have a child. He is coming to you because you are a woman. It is only that you also have a child. And that is why I tell people, actually, and I'm saying this, and I know many may not take it, but many are struggling.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Many are struggling.
Yeah.
They are wondering, why are men not coming to me and I have a child? But why are men coming to me? Is it because I have a child? Let me tell you, there are women, and I know this for sure, who have worked on themselves. They have a child, but they are way better than others who don't have. So they are actually good women.
Yeah.
But how do they package themselves? You go to their profile photo, their WhatsApp profile photo, watoto all over. Some have actually, some have actually put a profile, their children, they are not even there.
Yeah.
Or every single photo, it's them with their children.
Yeah.
Where are they front loading the children?
Oh.
You know, let me tell you, I'm a psychologist, so I know. When I come to your profile photo and I see you, this nice photo with your kids, it's a good one.
Yeah.
But the impression that I get is that you're so consumed with bringing up your kids, you got no space for a man.
Yeah.
But you want a man, right?
Yes.
Stop front loading the children. We are not saying that you hide them, but a man will not come to you because you have children. They are coming to you, it is only that you have kids. Give a man a chance to taste the kind of a woman you are before you bring the children on board. So even when you meet on the first date, you meet with a man, you are not going to, I usually say first, you people discuss who you are, how you are and all that. Then make sure you tell him, because you don't want to manipulate a person.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell him during that first date that you have a kid. Because you're not saying you feature him total.
Okay.
But we are saying don't front load the child.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's a quite simple analogy. Actually, we can even use this show that we are having. When it will be put out there, it will have a title, right? When the producer is doing the title, they are very careful to capture what will draw the audience,
People,
right?
Yes.
They will front load what matters the most. You are creating the impression that you are consumed with bringing up your children. And that is not, you want a man and you are ready.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because I know there are women who come to me and they tell me, I've been wanting to get married. I don't know why men are not coming to me. Is it because there is nothing wrong with having kids per se?
Let me quickly change my profile picture.
So in the same way, actually, if you have this big car, can you please stop front loading it everywhere?
Oh.
Give a man an opportunity to know who you are. Property. Why are you saying that you have a plot in Kitengela, Siju, wherever? Why are you telling that? That is how you attract scammers. Let me tell you, Lilly.
Yeah.
And this also applies to men. When you display everything that you own, you put it on the table. That is how, number one possibility, you may attract a woman who will only like you for what you have.
Yeah.
Number two, you may have actually gotten a very good person who would have loved you even without those things anyway. But because you have displayed them, they now fall in love with you for them.
Oh.
You see, and then the day you lose those things, they have got no other reason for being with you.
Yeah.
So don't front load your things. Don't say all those plots that you have. You don't need to. He will eventually know.
Yeah.
She will eventually know.
Yeah.
But you don't need to front load them.
Hey. I need a minute to digest that. All right.
And actually, let me add this. You know, I'm saying these things because I don't know why people don't get them.
Yeah.
Yet it's quite simple. It's much the same with men.
Yeah.
You find that a man is looking for a girl to date and marry, but what does he has in his WhatsApp profile? His car. Why are you putting your car there? His big car. Or even, I don't know whether it's because I'm a psychologist, I read in between the lines, or even this big car that he downloaded on the internet.
Yeah.
You should have a photo of yourself on your profile photo.
Yeah.
And you make sure you capture. Some people put their eyes. No, not your eyes only.
And lips.
Or even the mouth. Have a decent photo of yourself on your because someone will get your number somewhere out there, and then they'll come and save you, and then they want to see who you are. What do they find in your profile photo? Because if they find a car, then what are you saying? Are you defined by your car, or what are you saying? You should have a photo of you, not what you have.
Hey, have you heard? I don't know why that is new information to me. Maybe someone thinks it's obvious. Let me go back to the first thing I had asked. This lady, the conversation we later had was, should we date men who have less are making less. Should a girl date a man who is making less than her? And I know that sounds prideful, but for practicality purposes, let's say she lives in Runda and he lives in Kibra, in a nice house in Kibra, but she lives in Runda. She's driving, he's not driving. So I find that those dynamics might be very difficult to navigate for the couple. Is it practical? And is there a threshold where you say, okay, below this, even for his own good, I will not date him?
Can I tell you why it would fail to work? It's not so much because of the difference in earning and the lifestyle and everything, but because of someone's insecurity and self-esteem issues.
Yeah, but what are the chances that that person will not be insecure? You know,
they have to have worked on themselves and know that they're not defined by what they have. You know, the challenge that you have, Lilly, is not the elephant in the room is that many people have not worked on their inner self.
Yeah.
Because if you have worked on your inner self as a man, and you get a woman who is earning more than you, you shouldn't get intimidated.
Okay.
You shouldn't.
That's encouraging. All right, let me go to another one before we now go to the scammers. We are getting married. The lady has her own house, which she has built. And the man doesn't. And traditionally, men really don't want to live in the woman's house. How do they navigate that?
I also don't agree. I also don't think that a man should move into a woman's house. You know, there are some of these mistakes that we make, and it's a big mistake. You know, we do it casually, we do it recklessly, but they end up messing you up. It's much the same way, Lilly. Nowadays, you find a woman, she's dating a guy. The next thing, the guy has moved into her house. It's a rental house, but has moved in. So you're not paying the house, or even he's paying here and there, but he's actually the one who moved in. Let me tell you, I usually say psychological things are strong. They are very strong, and people don't think of it that way. The man will move into the woman's house, but do you know, in his mind, it's like he has been married. It's like he has been married by the woman, not married the woman. And let me tell you, Lilly, do you really want a man who looks at you as if you're the one who married them?
I get you, but now I feel like you're having double standards in this way. In the previous question, you told me that the man just has to be healed and have worked on himself.
Yes.
But now you're drawing a line.
Yes, there is a line. On the issue of moving to a woman's house, no. What they are supposed to do is they should rent out that house. It becomes a source of income. And then they get a house that at most they should co-own a house. They should contribute in getting a house for the two of them. You see, either the man akwedie metafuta nyumba is the one who had built the house and then the woman moves in, or they co-own. Not a man moving into a woman's house. Now, there is a problem. That is where we draw the line.
Okay, let me quickly go back to the issue of the car. The lady has a car, the guy doesn't. So the lady has to pick and drop the guy. Is that not a problem?
No, let me tell you. Actually, when you were explaining that, I picked something. You said in a real sense, it's like it's the lady who was taking the guy for the date.
Yeah.
But no, it is only that they were using the lady's car. I don't think there is a problem with that.
Okay.
Remember, I said the lady should not front load the car, but once they have known each other and the man is comfortable with the fact that the lady has a car, it's okay, they can use the car. But honestly, we expect any normal man to feel the burden to fuel the car.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Because we usually say that a normal man should be a provider, a protector, and should also easily profess his love for the woman. That is how you know that a man loves you. So being the provider, the natural provider that he is, there is no way he'll be okay with being carried by your car, and he is also not caring where the fuel came from. He should feel the burden of fueling. If it's a fuel guzzler, maybe he can say, I'm only able to raise this 2K. Just take it and that is how, as a woman, you know, I have a provider. Because again, if you have a man who is comfortable just sitting in the car and being ferried, the same way, someone comes, let us talk about these things, Lily. Someone who comes to your house, you are dating. He comes, the date is in the house, so he comes to your house. He comes empty-handed. He eats to his fill. Day one, another day he comes again, nothing in his hand. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter whether he earns more or less than you. If he is comfortable coming with nothing, if he can only afford to, you know, I saw something the other day, you remind me. I saw something on social media the other day. A lady had taken a photo of some packets of unga and sugar and whatever. And she had said, imagine someone, I don't know, came to me with this. And, you know, I was looking at it and feeling, if that is all the guy can afford, he may actually, do you know, there are men with a lot of money, but they are not providers. You get married to the person, they are very rich. I've met women, Lilly, someone with a hair that is, it may beat, but the man is actually a multi-millionaire. So if that is all the man can afford, it's okay. It shows he is a provider. So a man coming empty-handed to your house and eating to his fill and even dictating the kind of food he should be cooked for, because some even do that. No, that's a big problem. That is how you end up marrying a user. He will come to use your things and then leave you. Or you live with him in marriage and you'll be the one taking care of all the bills.
Okay.
So in essence, even if you have a lot of money as a woman, you should give a chance to your man to provide to the extent he is able to. Because that is how you are going to know that you are dealing with a provider. No matter how tempting it is. No matter how tempting it is, don't try to overtake everything. Don't pay the bill if he has not told you to pay. Even if you have a lot of money, you're earning more than him, let him pay the extent he can be able to.
What if we go for a date and he requests me to loan him, like
to loan him so he can pay?
Or like, can you pay, then I'll refund you. You know, those situations, can you pay, then I refund you?
I have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. Because there are a lot of scammers, there are a lot of women who are scammed that way. Loan me and then I'll refund you. One lady said she used to pass the ATM card below the table to the man, you know, to caution him from shame. For me, I would say that should depend on how you know the person. If the person, the short time that you have known them, and again, let it not be a lot of money, because why did you take me to Kempinski and then you got no money to pay? It makes no sense. He should take you where he can afford.
And when he can afford.
And when he can afford.
We didn't have to go to
So that thing of loan me and then where did we come here in the first place? I mean, I with so many stories I've heard of women scammed, I have a problem with that.
I hear you. Let me reverse it in favor of the man. So there's this man who is providing everything. So I meet a man and he's taking me to good restaurants, he pays, but he also sends me credit, he sends me money, sometimes he actually gives me cash. What could go wrong? I feel like there's a red flag there, but I don't know which one it is. Is there a red flag?
Yes, there are red flags in terms of a man doing that.
The man is really giving me money, like even if I haven't asked, he's just showering me with money.
I have a big problem with that. That is a man who is trying to buy your love. He is using his money to buy your love. You shouldn't have that. If you notice that a man is showering you with money, no, don't proceed with him. He is actually, most likely, he's love bombing you. And those ones, you'll come to cry premium tears. And if you are a man, resist. Even if you have a lot of money with you, resist the temptation. Resist.
Where can I take it?
Resist the temptation to just shower a lady from with money. Because again, remember what I said, Lily. You may actually have met a girl who would have loved you just the way you are, without showering you with showering her with money, and that is now the true love. Because that will remain even when you'll not have so much money. But now you have introduced her to money and you are showering her with that. So she actually falls in love with your money. So the time you lose that money, she will have no reason to remain with you. And whose fault is it? You are the one who actually showed her that.
Yeah.
You introduced her to that.
Yeah.
So again, if you are a lady and you realize that a man is showering you with money, and some even take loans, by the way. Some men will take loans and borrowing a friend's car. You learn that the guy actually borrowed a friend's car to come and, you know, prove himself to you. You know, okay, a person can borrow a car, but what is the motive? If the motive is to come and flex his muscles, his financial muscles over you, no, there is a problem there. So again, just like we said with the women, even the men, resist the temptation to front load your money. Because it will earn you a materialistic woman, a user, someone who will exploit you, or even a good girl who would have loved you without the money, but now you corrupt her mind.
All right. Let's go to the house. I'm going to try and ask the same exact questions for the men that I had asked for the ladies. So now the house. Now it's the man who has a house. So we've gotten married and now we need to move in together. Is it okay for us to move into his house?
Yes.
Okay.
It is okay. If the house serves you now as a couple, it's okay. If it doesn't, you can move in together into a different house.
Let's now move to, we've gotten married and the guy's parents have gifted us a house. So that is vague in my view because usually there's no paperwork. It's just, here's a house, you can go and live in it. I don't know where to put that. I feel like that exposes the wife. First of all, you didn't choose this house. And then it belongs to the parents of the man. You can't fight that because traditionally you've moved to the family of the man. Is it me? Is there a red flag or is there no red flag there?
I think it depends. Because if the parents are good parents, they have embraced you, they have accepted you, and now they are making the burden easier. Because at the time most people are starting their marriage journey, you are not so well financially, many people. You have not managed to buy a plot somewhere and build or buy a house for that matter. I don't think there is a problem with that if again the motive of the parents is right. They are not doing that to control you. They will not now be like, you are in my house, so mimi dia kusema in that marriage. As long as they are not doing it from a point of wanting to control you, I don't see a problem with that. It can make it easier for you people to start off the journey. However, if they don't give you the papers, perhaps you shouldn't rest at that. You should also think of how you can also buy your own car, because I mean your own house. Because if there is no paper,
you're exposed.
And you see, you can later get a plot and maybe build, and now you co-own that home with your wife. So that will be more comfortable than living in a house that you don't even have the papers for.
All right. Now we go back to dating. I've met this guy. Maybe we were classmates.
And there is a question you haven't asked me. I think I should remind you.
Okay, ask for me.
How about the cases? How about the cases where it's actually the
ladies' parents
who actually give?
Yes.
I don't know why. I feel like I have a problem with that.
You have double standards.
No, I have a problem. Remember we said, because what usually happens, these are some of the cases that I have come across, unless that house is far from where the parents of the girl are. Because if the house is located in their homestead, then that is again like the man being married into the family, you see. But if they are far, like let us say, like my parents are in Gatoto, and then they have a car apartment somewhere in Westlands, and then they tell us, you can go live there. You can go live there. But again, remember what we said, and especially if you are a man and you have been gifted a house by your wife's parents, you should not get comfortable. Still strive to own your house that has your your names, you and your wife. But especially when you have to go and live within the compound or even nearby, no, it just brings a lot of problems.
There's this phenomenon I've seen where the family, the parents can be in diaspora, and then maybe the last born is taking care of the property, watching so this is actually not independent property. This is where he grew up, but now he's managing, maybe they're developing, they're building flats, and now they've gotten married. And of course, the wife just has to go and stay within that compound. But anytime the parents come from diaspora, they go to that home. Is it, I don't know, help us there. What if I don't want, as the wife, do I have a say if I don't want to live there? How can I handle it?
So the parents are in the diaspora, so you are living in the parents' home.
Yes.
But when they come, they live there.
Yes.
You know, I think the issue here is not settling, not getting comfortable.
Yeah.
So the problem is if you settle. Because what may happen is they may eventually come from the diaspora and they want to now to settle there.
Yeah.
And then you end up feeling bad because you're being chased out and you had gotten comfortable there.
Or you have to live there with them.
You see. So for me, I feel most of these things parents do it from a point of helping you start. It reminds me, shortly after I got married, my mom did a big shopping and told my brother, add on to that and just go check on my daughter. You know, the parent is quite concerned. Is she okay? Are they doing well? Because we are starting life, you see. So many of parents do that. But it's not that you shouldn't settle, for sure. And especially if you are a man. You also want to feel good. You have done something for your family. You have been able to build them a home if you can be able to. The biggest problem is settling in there. If you are a man getting comfortable being housed in a house belonging to your wife's parents, no, that is a big problem right there. You don't want a man who just gets comfortable being clothed.
That is very helpful. So we can leverage on that assistance.
Yes.
But not for purposes of settling.
No.
Okay. Sawa. That one I've understood. Let's go back to dating. I've met a guy. I love him so much. We get along so well. We have the same values and principles on money. And he has this business idea, but he only has half of the capital. And I have the other half of the capital. So we decide to start together.
Who is that again?
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend?
My boyfriend.
That right there is the problem. So you are now going to start a joint business idea with your boyfriend?
But we're in love. I trust him.
If he runs away with money, where will you start following him? You don't even have a contract. You're not even together. You don't even know their parents.
Oh, let me ask you. So if I have a contract, if we write a contract.
Yes, as partners. And it could also be misadvised. Yeah, because you see what happens, Lilly, and I've heard of some of these cases. You and your boyfriend, you start a joint venture, business venture, and then you get so intertwined because now you are running the company together. And at some point you're like, I don't want this person. But then you have to keep going because now you have a business and you're wondering, how do I pull out? Then you end up getting married by a person that you don't want. No, people should separate love and money and businesses. Separate them. Let you two do the business, the joint venture once you are already married.
Oh, okay. I love that. What usually happens, and this always comes up, what usually happens is that people are already sexually active.
Yes.
I have a drawer in your house dedicated to me and vice versa. So we are so entangled already. There's no room to negotiate and say, we'll do this after we get married, because what are we waiting for?
And you see, we are doing things wrong, and I don't know who will wake us up from this slumber for sure. Because as you're doing all those things, you're getting intimate. You have a drawer, like you said. You come to the guy during the weekend and you cook all the cereals for the week.
Yes.
And so in your mind, you're actually his wife. And perhaps also in his mind, he is your husband. So even as you're coming up with this idea of a joint business venture, or you are now buying a car jointly, you're doing it for family. That is all here.
Yes.
As long as you people have not gotten a marriage contract, something can just go null and void. And then you start chasing. And I'm telling you, I wish our audience can just get this. You know, Lilly, us me and other therapists, we have the advantage of sitting and listening to people every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you people, this is what is happening. So many girls and so many guys are making this mistake. You start marrying your money even before you get married.
Yeah.
And then you are scammed. One of the most very painful stories I've ever had is where they had actually built a house and a car jointly. And then the man just disappears and goes and remarries.
Ooh.
And not remarries because he wasn't married. Does a wedding. Do you know how painful that is? Do you know how painful that is? And they had taken loans. So you see, no matter how luring it is, and things just start going wrong the moment you start getting intimate.
Yeah.
You start getting intimate, so you create, we all know that sex should be a preserve of married people. So the moment you get intimate, you now start creating an idea in your mind of we are a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
The next thing now, you can't even tell, and let me tell you, I meet people and I ask them, are you married? And then they are confused because they don't even know whether what they have is marriage, because they are living together.
Yeah.
It's like their husband and wife, but some have not even gone to each other's parents. But the things that they are doing, they don't even know. And sometimes that can last even years.
Yeah.
And then now you have taken loans for the person. You have started joint things. And let me tell you, people should also not underestimate the kind of cons we have on these streets. Cons. A con who is willing, an exploitative narcissist who is willing to be patient for years to make you believe that you two have a thing, that you are now married already. And remember, there is something narcissists do that is called future faking. They fake a future of you two together and put it in your head and package it so well. So you are actually thinking that you have something. And then now, with that in mind, you are now taking loans because this is for family.
Yeah.
What family? It's not there. You have not started a family.
Yeah.
And then the person takes off. Then you remain in bitterness. Then you have to come to Jenifer and pay multiple sessions so that you can undo the damage.
Oh.
Why are you exposing yourself to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Just keep your money. Let him keep his money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do what you should do in dating, knowing each other's better. Just remove money from the picture and businesses and whatever. And I'm not saying that we all know some people. We all know some people. And the reason why I'm quite skeptical about this is that most of these things people don't tell us.
Yes.
So when they are posting it on social media and saying we met, when we were dating, that is when we started investing in a business, they are not telling us that the challenges they went through or they are going through. So we don't know them.
Yeah.
Unless they spill over and then we see them on the social media. So I'm not saying that there are people, they may be there, out there, who started marrying their money even before they got married, and it somehow worked. But I'm telling you to keep yourself safe from the many scammers. I usually say this, Lilly. It's like cons have escaped the streets and they are now in love relationships. That is where they, and people are getting scammed. People are getting hundreds of thousands, millions.
Yeah.
You are getting by a boyfriend, by a girlfriend. How? Why? It's because you are bringing money in the picture. Let people do what dating is meant for, knowing each other.
All right. We are married, and my husband, I think this is how cons do it, and this is also how spouse cons do it. Those people who are not genuine spouses, the same way. I've been borrowing loans from you, you've been giving me, and I've been repaying. But now the grand loan you get for me is the one I go with and you never see me again. And now my question is, which red flag did I miss? What are the red flags that this person will one day just suck me dry and leave me in the desert?
I'm laughing because but then most of those who run away with money, even when they are spouses, they're also narcissists. Me, I've come to know all these things, they're just narcissistic in nature. It's narcissistic traits, because there is not even sympathy involved.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because narcissists are very cunning. And remember, I said they can be very patient if that is what you give them what they want. So they start by borrowing and returning. Actually, the women, and I'm saying women, I'm not ignorant of the fact that there are also men who are scammed, but it's because most of my clients are women. There are women who have come to me and they tell me, Jenifer, he would borrow 20K I would take maybe a loan from a mobile app and give him, and he would return. Actually, they tell you, I will return with interest. So you give him 20K, he returns 25.
Yeah, you see?
And now you think you have gotten an income earner.
Yeah, it's
Let me
working.
tell you, premium tears await you. So he would borrow 20K and return. And these people are so cunning. When they have borrowed that 20K of yours, they also make sure they go and buy some wine, maybe one wine worth 2K, and then they bring and you take, and then you are feeling like
kickback.
So this guy, after all, he's good. He buys me, or he brings you a present, a ring, a necklace, confusing you. Then you escalate. The next time you give him 50K, then he comes and tells you. The next time he comes and tells you, I have this deal, I have this tender that I need to service. And I have 200K. If only you can get me the remaining 300K, it will come back as $1 million. So you can imagine all that you're going to. And now, because
even I call Jenifer,
yes,
there's this thing, and I even make it look like it's me. There's this thing, I just need 300, and it will come back $1 million.
Yes,
you send me.
Yes, and you see, remember, he has a history of borrowing and returning, right?
Yes.
So you don't really have a problem.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, then they disappear. And I've had really saddening stories. And also, they also create a picture of a person who is living large, who is earning. You are not, okay, they are coming to borrow. Something that does not make sense. And let me tell our audience that if someone is constantly borrowing from you, please, whatever picture they are trying to paint of themselves as well-managed, it's a fake. Because that is what these people do. They will it's so pathetic. They will tell you they live in Kilimani, but will never allow you to go to see them in their house. It's a lie. It's a lie. That's a cheap con.
What are some of the
wherever? Or they may be living in Kilimani in an Airbnb, but all their research. So you'll go and think he actually lives there. These swindlers, they paint a picture of being well managed.
Yeah.
You buy that. And you're willing to even go get that 1 million loan and give. Don't give your money. I usually tell people, can you look for money and look for your money and keep it?
Yeah,
protect it. It's your sweat and blood.
I once dated a guy who he had children, so he had a lot of school fees to pay. And I remember I just kept thinking, hey, this guy has a lot of responsibilities. I even feel guilty when he's taking me for a date because I'm like, have you paid school fees? But now, so I had all those doubts weighing on me. I also did not want to leave him because he doesn't have money. I was feeling guilty. But one day he requested me for a loan. I shut down, like my whole system shut down. So anyway, I told him I will see what I can do. But that was the last conversation.
You are a wise woman. Because let me tell you, when you are saying how you used to feel guilty and he has all these responsibilities, was it occurring in your mind, how will he take care of me?
Yeah, that's it.
I usually tell people, how will he take care of me and our family if we end up getting married?
Yeah.
Because I usually tell people, if you're dating a person and he has a trail of siblings that he is taking care of, or she has a trail of siblings.
Yeah.
And just know, please, when you get married, just know that is what you expect. We are not saying that it is wrong to take care for a person to take care of their siblings. I took care of my siblings myself.
Yeah.
But you should also be questioning, how will he take care of our family? How will he be able to strike a balance? Will he manage it?
Yeah.
So, even that should be the biggest question that is ringing in your mind. Even before we come to a point of him borrowing from you, ask yourself, will I sit well with half or 3/4 of his salary going to his children?
And now the problem is that, leave alone taking care of me, because I can take care of myself. Can he take care of himself?
Yes.
Can he buy himself a pair of shoes? Can he comfortably just buy himself new clothes when he needs?
And I love that you took off. Actually, I should buy you a soda for taking off. Because let me tell you what women do nowadays. You would have stuck there and then you're the one paying that school fees for his kids. That is what women are doing.
Yeah.
And men anyway too, they are also men in such mixes.
Yeah.
You sit there because they're desperate for love. You'll be the one taking care of that other woman's children.
Yeah. Oh, that is crazy. Okay. We have run out of time. What are your final words of advice for people who are in marriage? They've been swindled. They know it, but they don't know what to do. I think also the denial, first, I think many people who have been swindled in marriage stay there for another 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Just in denial. At what point do I know? Kimeniramba.
And that really touches me, Lily, because I actually have clients who have gone through that right now as we speak. And it's so sad that scamming and fraud is actually happening in marriages.
Yeah.
It's so sad. There is actually, I'm telling you, people, all these things, they're actually narcissistic. There is a subtype of narcissists who are very exploitative. And they will exploit you even when you're in marriage with them. So, and, I usually, if I am the one who has to keep taking loans for you, why are you not getting loans yourself? It means most likely you have been blacklisted in CRB or wherever.
Yes.
It means you have ruined your credit worthiness until you can't get a loan elsewhere. So now, what makes me think, whether I'm your husband or your wife, that now the loan that I'm going to take for you, you'll be responsible enough to make sure you repay.
Yeah.
You are not credit worthy wherever you are, because you have ran away with the mobile. You have borrowed, mobile apps.
You've out-borrowed yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
What makes me think that now when I take a loan for you, you're going to pay? Let me tell you, we need to be wise. Honestly, we need to be wise. And the saddest thing, Lily, when you have a partner who is like that and then you're constantly taking for them loans, you are compromising your financial stability as well. And guess what will happen? In the end, themselves, they are not financially stable. Then yourself, you have compromised yourself. What will happen with the kids? You'll find the kids can't even go to school. They're being chased home. You can't even meet the basic needs. We need to be, not to be driven by emotions. We need to use logic. If someone is not creditworthy, don't get them loans just because they're your husband or your wife. If someone is lazy, because there are actually some women that are lazy. Someone is very lazy and you're taking a loan to start a business for them. What are you expecting? They're not going to show up for that business. It will fail. And they will not repay their loan. And loan is not free money. So when you're going to take a loan for your spouse, you need to ask yourself a lot of questions. And if you're going to take a loan for the sake of the family, make sure you are actively involved in whatever decision is being made, in whatever business project is being, pursued. Like, wacha tuache kukua naive. That is what I would say.
You've not answered my question. My question was, I'm in that space of denial. I'm suspecting that I've been swindled, but I'm in denial. I'm watching this show and I'm feeling, it's in French, we call it maeda. I'm feeling my stomach.
In the stomach.
Where do I start?
And you have been swindled in marriage.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's sad. Lily, I won't lie to you. And it's quite sad. In my work, there are instances where I usually feel that it's like there is no hope. This is not going anywhere. You people need to just part. It's a hard thing for me to tell a person, but sometimes it's the only viable solution. And by the I don't know whether people know that separation can actually save a marriage. So I also feel if you reach a point and someone is scamming you, or they are just taking loans and they are not repaying and they are making you drown in debt, it may be important for you to first separate. Even if you will not divorce or go apart completely, separate. Let a person learn financial responsibility. What he or she should have actually learned before you two came together. If he appropriately and effectively learns that lesson, then you can consider coming back together. But if they are unapologetic and they don't care to improve themselves, even if you two part, let me tell you, some people, they will just squeeze life out of you. They will drag you. There are so many families that are not able to move forward financially, and it's because of one partner.
But there are these situations where your wife or husband just comes up with a white elephant project, something that just will never bring money. So let's say I want to be governor or women rep. I tried it in 2022. I tried it again 5 years later. I tried it again. And I keep believing that this time I have a perfect strategy. And meanwhile, we are selling our properties, we are selling our house, we are selling our cars, we are downgrading our children's schools, we have outborrowed from our neighbors, from the banks. What comes to mind when you hear those stories? Have you experienced such cases?
Yes, I have. And Lily, let me tell you, the guideline whenever you are financing your partner because of a dream that they have, because there is totally nothing wrong with financing your partner, supporting them financially if they have a dream. The guideline should always be, can I afford it?
Can I afford
Yes.
it? Many people can't afford it. So what if I can't afford it?
Now, if you can't afford, don't do it. Because again, I usually say there are even children at stake here. So if I can't afford it, then I start borrowing all over the place to finance that dream, then we leave the family exposed and at risk. So you should first, you ask yourself, can I afford it? Am I able to? Now, but even the viability of the project is something to consider.
Because maybe I can afford it. Let's say I'm wealthy by some stroke of chance and I can afford it. But I can see very clearly, this is a piped dream.
Okay, now there is a discussion we were having off here when you were saying how sometimes you can keep a person from pursuing their dream because you don't feel like it's viable, but you are judging it from your own experience, right? So I feel if you are able to, you can support them to try out. But if they have already tried in the past and it failed, you may have to reconsider, because you already have evidence that it didn't work. But again, the most important thing is, can you afford it? And also, people also need to consider the character of your person, your spouse. You know, sometimes really we act as if we don't know who we are dealing with here. I usually see women and men, this person, she cheated on me, she did this, but then I took her alone. Why are you taking alone to a person, or for a person who is not even loyal to you? They are not even faithful to you. So you need to consider, can you afford it? Is the project viable? Is this person faithful to you? What is their character? If they have questionable character, please, you can't continue putting cargo into a ship that is already sinking. It's pointless.
All right. If you're watching this and you're feeling heartbroken, this is a heartbreaking topic for someone who is a victim. If you're there and you're just feeling heartbroken, please call Jenifer on which number?
0741 528 801. 0741 528 801. And they should also come and learn more on my page, Heal and Facebook page, Heal and Thrive with Jeniffer Kiarie, also on Facebook, on Instagram.
On Instagram. All right. And this has been Wellness with Lilly. I've been so happy to bring this topic to you. It's something that's affecting so many people. Please interact with me, engage with me on @Lillian Githui on all platforms. I'll be happy to hear from you. Let us know in the comments down below which topics you would like us to cover, what you've liked about this topic, what your thoughts are on this topic. Have we addressed something that you're going through? Would really love to hear your feedback. This channel is Shared Moments with Justus. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and continue the conversation by continually engaging with us. Bye.